Okay. All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Power Team weekly Zoom call. Tonight we have a really good, I think anyway, a really good agenda to cover. My name is Kelli Foster. I am the Senior Ruby ambassador on this team. And recently myself and Julie Stoughton and Sharon Ratzlaff were so honored and fortunate to go to Leaders Retreat. And we have some, I think, really good takeaways to share with you. We want to go over the new product, answer any questions that you might have on that, talk about the 14-day sleigh challenge, which has great potential for us to reach out to our friends and family. And then we want to have an opportunity to finish up with a reaching out mini power hour, if you will, to our friends and family with some scripts that we have for you in regards to the new products and the 14-day challenge. Sound good? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and ask you to mute yourselves, and I can even do that. But as I start talking about the products, if you have any questions at all, feel free to unmute yourself. It just kind of helps to limit the interference. And so I'm going to tell you what I know, and then if you have any questions, feel free to just kind of unmute yourself. So I think everybody's aware that there's 2 new meal replacement shakes. Back in June, we were introduced to the vegetarian mocha flavored meal replacement shake. And Plexus, up until that point, did not have meal replacement. We were not a diet company. We were a health and wellness company. So really, and we still are, but there are lots of people in the country who weight has become a limiting factor for health. And Plexus is innovative, and they came up with this vegetarian meal replacement shake for people who really did have a goal of weight loss. And it's a great option. I think most of us on this call have tried it. I happen to like it. It does have the coffee flavor. It is a vegetarian protein profile, so pea and millet and quinoa. And that's for people who are who avoid meat and dairy products, who avoid animal products. And so that was just kind of the first member of the Lean family, and it's still available and it's wonderful. But moving forward from that option, Plexus came out with 2 new meal replacement shakes. And a lot of people have asked this week. We've been in a lot of chats. Why whey? If vegetarian was such a big deal, why are we going back to whey? And so there's a couple of reasons for that. I think the biggest reason is just because Plexus is wanting to provide options. Not everybody is crazy about the mocha flavor, so now we have 2 new flavors, milk chocolate and vanilla, and not everybody's a vegetarian. So when you have that profile, that protein profile, the texture is not what everybody would prefer. And so offering a whey option in 2 different flavors is just having more, more to offer us. And so those of us who were on the boat, and also the Jewels, they did get an advanced sample of the milk chocolate and the vanilla. While we were on the ship, Jeff was still doing his workouts. And so he drank, like I was sleeping, passed out. He drank the both of the chocolates and the vanilla. And so I was left with 1 vanilla. So I only have had the vanilla so far. I'm not kidding you guys. It is, have you had it? Raise your hand if you've had it. It is delicious. Like it's crazy good. It only has 170 calories, so it has fewer calories than the vegetarian Lean. It has 24 vitamins. It has 15 grams of protein. It has that methylated folate and the methylated B complex, which Plexus, the integrity of every single product that Plexus makes is going to be the most bioavailable, is going to be the most premium source. And so this is just another example of that. The whey.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
You said that it has methylated folate in it.
Yes.
And so how, when people are taking that with, say, the X Factor Plus, and they're, I don't want to say doubling up, but if someone looks at the labels and says, oh, well, now I'm going over my recommended daily amount, or I haven't seen the new leans yet, mine didn't come yet, so I'm not sure kind of how much is in there. Do you know what I'm asking? Just
I do. This is not a vitamin supplement. This is a meal. So think about it as food. If it were food that you had on your plate, you would want to have food that was nutrient dense, right? You would want to have green, vegetables that were nutrient dense. You'd want to have lean protein that was, a non-GMO, no bovine growth hormone. It's going to come from grass-fed organic whey. It's going to be whey isolate, so it's cold pressed. So you can make all of these products can be made very cheaply, and you can go to CVS and buy them off of the shelf. But in order to make a product that's bioavailable, so example with the whey isolate, if you just cook it, right, then you're getting rid of a lot of the nutrients. It's cold processed, which is more expensive, but that means that you're getting the integrity of the protein. You're getting the most bioavailable form of the protein. So you're eating, Lisa, a meal that has real nutrients on it. And so this is not a multivitamin, it's a nutrient dense meal. And that's what we should be eating, right? So our multivitamin is still filling in the gaps. It's still a supplement. It's just the meal replacement shakes are really meal replacements. So think of it as just whole food. It's whole food for people who do have weight loss goals, but not only, because I certainly do not have any weight loss goals. I have no weight loss goals whatsoever. However, I do like a nutrient dense snack. I do like a nutrient dense meal. And I don't, some people are really like, well, I like to chew my food. I don't love chewing my food. I'm just not that kind of person. And so for me, like in the morning, I don't want to chew food. I don't, so it's not for me. Like, so I've always had a P96 in the morning for breakfast, and I filled it with almond butter. I filled it with frozen fruit. So I was really making a meal replacement shake out of my P96. The meal replacement shakes are meals with whole food nutrients. Does that answer your question? Okay, so I just want to tell you what else it had. I don't want to miss anything that's important. Some people were concerned about the fact that they wouldn't be, I would say if you have customers who are nervous about dairy and, well, I have dairy intolerances, they probably can try this, or they should try this, and they probably will not have intolerances to it, because the way that the whey is processed is the cleanest and the purest process. And I can tell you, I'm certainly not an expert at all, but I've done some research and had to educate myself. So when, I'm gonna back up. Most cow's milk, industrialized cow's milk, first of all, it's pasteurized, right? So all the nutrients are taken out of it. Second of all, these cows, because the milk industry is industrialized, they're getting this bovine growth hormone, right? So that they're producing extra milk. And so when the cows are constantly being milked, they're getting mastitis. So because they're getting mastitis, they're constantly on antibiotics. And so it's this vicious cycle. So the way that you're getting the source of the whey in these meal replacement shakes is non-pasteurized. It's grass-fed, not grain-fed. So cows that are eating grain-fed grain as their meal, as their food source, that's not what's supposed to happen. Cows are not supposed to eat grain. They're supposed to eat grass. And so when we have industrialized this process by refining, taking the grain off of the grass, basically, that's exactly what it is, right? You're taking the grain off of the grass. The cows are sick, right? Because they're low in omegas, they're high in omega-6. And so that's kind of the same process with us eating, excessively eating grains. So back to the whey, there's none of that. There's no junk, zero. It's grass-fed cows, organic, non-pasteurized, no GMOs, no bovine growth hormone, pure, no junk. And so beyond that, the process for making the whey, there's a coagulant that the casein kind of reacts to and forms the cheese, right? That's the hardier part. The liquid that's left behind is the whey. And so this is something that some of your people who just drink normal, like a jug of milk from Kroger, and they have a reaction, they're not going to have that probably with this. And so to keep in mind. What else was I going to tell you about it? Oh, so the other thing, somebody was asking me about the prebiotic fiber. So you have, we have different prebiotic fibers in our slims. We have polydextrose in one slim. We have XOS in our other slim. This has a guar gum, okay? And so I had to do some research myself. So in order for a prebiotic to be a prebiotic, it has to ferment in the intestinal tract. So it can't ferment in the stomach. And so that's one criteria. And the other criteria is that it has to feed good microbes. So if it makes it through past your stomach, then it's still there to be a food source for the microbes. And so there are different ones, and by the way, it has to feed good microbes in order to be classified a prebiotic. So they're different. There are different ones. And so this happens to be guar gum, and they have chosen it because it has a bulking agent, sort of like polydextrose. It contributes to a feeling of fullness. And so when lean isn't, Melissa and Brenda are having fun. So lean is something that we want to offer to people, they're skipping a meal, basically, they're drinking a meal. So we certainly want them to feel satiated. And so that's why it has the guar gum in it instead of the XOS. Any other questions about that? If I think of anything else, I'll come back to it. So I'm going to move on from that to talk about,
So Cal,
yeah,
I was the one who asked about the prebiotic. So we're not going to have too much prebiotic because it's a different kind of prebiotic?
No. Are you concerned about that? Is that something that you...
No, I was just wondering because, like you said, we have prebiotic in Slim. We have a prebiotic in,
Prebiotics are good for you. They are dietary fiber. Dietary fiber contributes to gut health, and it contributes to digestive health. And those are things that we are missing and that we need. So it's and most of us are low in fiber, and that's why people aren't pooping, right? So some people notice, when all of a sudden they're like adding fiber back into their diet, they are going to the bathroom more, and so if this sends somebody to the bathroom, good advice would be to start with 1 scoop. I did mix mine with 2 scoops, by the way. I know when we were doing the mocha, we were doing 1 scoop because we felt like the flavor was heavy. I think that's how I felt anyway. But I mixed my vanilla with 8 ounces of unsweetened vanilla almond milk and the 2 scoops that came in the pack, and it was amazing. It was delicious. It was crazy good.
And Kelly, I had trouble with the lean with all that fiber, and with the whey, not a problem at all. So
really?
I'm excited. Yeah.
I did the 2 scoops and I was fine. And I would even say I'd mix like half coconut milk, half water, because I felt like it was even thick enough. Like it was too thick with the coconut milk.
Okay. You guys, Tara Truax commented on my video today, and she said she mixed hers with her leftover coffee in the morning. She said it was amazing. So something to try. Okay, so Plexus is innovative, and they give back so much. By the way, lean, is there are 14 servings in a bag, and every serving of lean sold, 1 meal goes to feed the hungry in America. They have joined forces with Feed America to form the Nourish One charity, and so we're doing something good. We're giving back, and so we want to share this with our friends and family. They want this. For us to not share it with them, we have friends and family who have weight loss goals. We have friends and family who want to live healthier lives. And so sharing this, it's kind. And so they are providing us a really cool opportunity to capitalize on. And so I think we've kind of worked out the kinks, but I'll just walk through it quickly. Kristen, did you register for it today? Oh, you're still muted. Yes or no? You did, and it was successful.
I ordered my stuff. I just haven't done the Facebook thing yet.
So, so the opportunity is this. If you are a current ambassador, you can go on to, I made just a silly little video that I can share with you if you need to, but it's pretty user-friendly. If you're an ambassador and you're familiar with your back office, you can kind of walk through it. But when you go to your homepage, the first thing that pops up is our 14-day sleigh challenge, and there's a red button that says learn more. So when you click on that, it says, are you an ambassador or are you enrolling? And so as a current ambassador, when you click on that you're an ambassador, it's going to take you to our shopping page. And so I think it says combos actually. And so you have to then, it just takes you to our shopping page. So then you have to go to click on combos. And when you get into the combos page, the very first two combos in there, and they have a big blue like circle around them that says, this is the 14-day sleigh challenge. So you have to purchase a qualifying combo. That's the first thing that you have to do, whether you're an ambassador or you're a new ambassador that's enrolling. And so there are two combos. And so you'll choose the one that you want. And then on that first page where it says learn more, there are 4 steps. So the first step is that you have to purchase a combo. The second step is that you have to go on this, the 14-day sleigh challenge, and you have to basically register. You have to register for the Fit Club, which is a private Facebook group, and you have to read their terms and conditions, right? Anybody who knows better, stop me or feel free to chime in. So then the third step, and I did write them down, the third step, I believe is to, what's the third step? Where's my notes?
I think you have to enter your start date.
The third step is to join the Fit Squad. And then the fourth step is to join the Fit Squad and your picture, yep. And then the fourth step is when you submit your results, which is 14 days later, but by December 14th.
Don't you need, like, for the daily challenges, you need to either post a picture or a video or make a comment? Like, there was something about that when I was reading it. There were like,
I didn't see that, but I could have.
You have to comment. You have to comment on their posts in the Fit Squad.
So you have to. They want you to participate in the group. So the group is going to have like recipes and tips, and I mean, it's adding accountability. We know that adding accountability increases success, and so it's there for those of us who are joining the challenge. So certainly, just like look on our team page, we want you to participate. It's supposed to be an interactive experience. So, all right. So those 4 steps are right there, and it will kind of walk you through it. We had talked about, doing a group thing, kind of doing this together, and I would still like to do that. So I think I know of 3 or 4 people who are for sure going to do it. So if we can clean that up, leaders reach out to your teams and see kind of who is in, and we will do, I think it's a great opportunity for us, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute, for us to add ambassadors, and it's a great opportunity for us to get our unqualified ambassadors re-qualified. And so, just reaching out to them, and I'm going to talk to you about the scripts that I have in a minute, but reaching out to them and getting them replugged in and reminding them of the fitness goals that they were so excited about, and telling them about this new product. And then, we can double dip, right? So there's a $10,000 grand prize. There's lots of cash and prizes along the way, but doing that and having, a closer knit challenge on our team page is kind of what's spinning. Our wheels are kind of churning on that. And so more to come on that. So keep us posted. Stay chatting with us on our chat, and we'll clean that up ASAP, like by the weekend. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to move on to the other port. So if you have people, and I'm going to give you that script here in a minute. If you have people who are not ambassadors, this is a great opportunity for you to reach out to them and invite them to get wholesale prices, to jumpstart. Really, we all are guilty, I think, or at some point in our lives have gone into the holidays and just, fell victim to overeating and feeling, crappy. And then January rolls around and we, start again. And it's just a vicious cycle. And so the idea of doing this challenge before the holidays is, going into the holidays feeling fabulous, feeling better, and having established, when you feel great, you tend to make great, more healthy choices. And so just going into the holidays, having trimmed up a little bit, feeling good about ourselves, building our confidence so that we can go through the holidays without just being a glutton and, continue to make healthy choices. This is not meant to be, for the rest of my life, I'm going to drink 2 shakes a day and eat 1 meal a day. That's not what this is at all. But it is jump-starting weight loss, and then a great option for meal replacement, on-the-go meals, convenient snacks, that kind of thing. And so I'm going to give you scripts in a minute for reaching out to those people. I just want to check my time because I want to tell you one more thing before we jump into that. Any questions on those two? Okay. So I wanted to share with you one takeaway from Leaders Retreat. And I want to say that looking at all of you who are on this call, I know with every fiber of my being that we will see you there next year. And there's absolutely nothing in the world that would make me happier. So it was an amazing experience. You can probably use your imagination, and I don't want to spend a ton of our precious time on that. But Plexus is just good to us. They are so generous, and it was such an amazing experience. And Sharon and Julie, if you have anything to add or contribute, feel free to unmute yourself at any time.
Yeah, I would say that they just I don't know. They're so generous was my thing. Like they totally take care of their employees and their ambassadors. It was so nice.
Yeah, and even the 2 morning sessions, they were kind of early. They were from 8 to 10, so that was a little bit rough. But they were so jam-packed with information, and you left there so inspired, ready to, you wanted to do more if you only had internet service. So that was kind of nice. They definitely had a way of pumping you up, and it was great to see, a lot of the diamonds and their presentations and their, what they've done when they've been stuck and how they got unstuck. And yeah, it was I definitely enjoyed that part of it for sure, even though it was doing sessions. So very good. Kudos.
Okay, so I want to summarize one session for you, and then we're going to do our reaching out. So Jessica Heffley is a Diamond Ambassador who I have grown to look up to immensely. I was with her in the Bahamas at Over Yonder Cay. She is in the top probably 3 of the company. When we were at Over Yonder Cay, her husband, Rob, told Jeff and I that she has 60,000 points a month. When she was in Hawaii, she posted a picture of her diamonds. But you guys, this is to tell you how attainable this is, how anybody can do it. So she has on her team, Abby Keppa, Emily Roberts, Carissa Casey, Megan Goff, all diamonds. So she has this huge picture of 20 people. And these are join my team, you're going to become a diamond. Join my team, you're going to become a diamond. And the reason why is because they are doing smart duplication. They're the personal development, they're doing the leadership training, they're doing the hard work, they're doing the growth. But if you do it, it can happen. It'll happen. And so I want to share something with you that she shared at Leaders Retreat, which I think is profound. So she came on stage and she, said hello to the audience, what have you. And she asked, raise your hand if you're going to be in Hawaii. So on the boat, you have to imagine most of these people are like Ruby, senior Ruby, actually lots of gold and senior gold, but people who are really working the business. So she said, raise your hand if you're going to Hawaii. And so however many people raised their hand, and she called out that, well, hey, I see a lot of you who didn't raise your hand. And so this is going to be so you're going to hear some familiar quotes in here, but her next statement was, the truth of the matter is that whether you believe you will or you believe you won't, you're right. And so the people who believe they will, they're right. The people who believe they won't, they're right. They won't. And so she went on to do a demonstration. And so on the screen, there was this picture and it had all these colors and what have you. And she said, we're going to do put your pencil down, because people are taking notes and what have you. Put your pencil down and you're going to have 10 seconds to look at this image. And I want you to commit to memory all of the red things that are on this image. So you had 10 seconds to look at this image and you're trying to, okay, all the red things, all the red things, all the red things. And then they took the picture away and she said, okay, pick up your pencil. I want you to write down all the green things. And people were like, I know nothing. I have nothing. I don't know. I was looking for the red things. And so here's the point. You see what you focus on. You see what you focus on. And so, the green things were there. And as a matter of fact, most of the things in the image were green. Most of them were green. It was like all green and there was like 3 little red things. But we were focusing on the red things, the bad things. And so all that green we missed and we didn't see it. Okay. So she goes on to talk about this principle, which is so simple, but so profound. And, I'm not perfect and I have a long way to go, but one thing that I know that I'm doing right is I'm doing the work. And so I'm learning and I'm taking in whatever I can take in. And so this business, more than anything, is a personal development business. They say it's personal development with a compensation plan attached. And that's what it is. And so by doing the personal development, you're going to, take your business with you and your business is going to grow. So here's the way it works. All right. So, you only remember what you're looking for. So when looking at that picture, right, we were looking for the red things. So if you're focusing on the negative things in your life, that's what you're going to remember. And so the power that you have to change your focus. And so she says, that's not to say, I'm not pretending that you don't have emotions. I'm not pretending that life isn't hard. I'm not pretending that, we're not human beings, but you do get to choose what you focus on. So when we have a bad attitude, when our emotions get the best of us, when we are feeling down, we get to choose if we stay there or not, right? Because what you focus on gets bigger. The more you focus on it, the more it grows, right? So we have to be mindful of that and take control over that. So we start to focus on the green things. So we start to focus on the other things, because then that's going to be, if that's our area of focus, then that's going to grow. And so from that, the next step is, all right, so where you focus, it's going to expand until that's all you see. So again, we're taking control over what we focus on. So at that point, when you're controlling it, that starts to build your belief. And we all know that your belief turns into actions, right? What you believe is what you do. So it's just taking the time to change habits, right? And that requires us to put some thought into it. So changing our focus, being mindful of, okay, I have a bad attitude, my emotions are bad, I'm focusing on it. I need to focus on the good. So the more we focus on it, it's going to expand. And that's what we believe, right? What we focus on is what we believe. What we believe turns into our actions. And so it's very powerful. So her whole her whole message was building momentum in order to get to Maui, to get to Hawaii. And so that's what you're doing, is creating action, and that's action is momentum, right? So getting from the head to the actions that we need to be doing here. So she says to us, okay, who's a leader? Raise your hand if you're a leader. And then, or who's a leader? And I'm a leader, you're a leader. So the point is that we are all leaders. You are a leader. You're on this call, you're a leader. If you have one person underneath you, you're a leader. And so leaders do 4 things, okay? They do brave things, right? They do brave things. They innovate. They reward activity. And they learn. And I'm looking at all the faces that are on this page. And you guys are in the right place. And so, just kind of take those with you. Do something with it. Are you prodding your team? Are you encouraging your team? Are you doing it too? Because your team isn't going to do anything that they don't see you do. They won't. Another quote that I wrote down, that she says, more is caught than taught. So I can sit here and tell you all day long, do live videos. But if you don't see me doing live videos, I'm just making noise, right? So if you don't think that I'm terrified doing live videos, I'm terrified, right? But I'm doing it because it's scary and because it's growing me, because Bob Hyland told me that I needed to do it to get more activity on my Facebook page, right? All right, so that's all of those things that I wanted to share with you. All right, good. Questions on that? Okay. I'm sorry. Jules?
Oh, that wasn't me, but I was going to say that was a theme throughout both days. Do more live videos. Every diamond said it, that everybody needs to be doing that. So.
Right.
Yeah.
And so if you're not sure, like, well, what do I do a live video on? So if you're a leader, you're learning, right? So what did you learn today? What did you read today? Our purpose is to be adding value to people. Aren't going to watch us if we're not having something to offer them, right? So what did you learn today? Share that. And, use us, use our runners chat. You guys, we are a team. There's not one thing that I wouldn't do for any one of you on this page. And I know you all feel the same way. So let's help each other. Let's support each other. If you need help brainstorming ideas, we have that runners chat. I think most of us have one another's phone numbers, and pick up the phone and call somebody. But we need to be encouraging each other to be doing those scary things, right? I want to say them one more time, because I think I missed one. So she said, do scary things, reward activities that produce results, do live videos. Leaders are learners. Oh, here's another big thing that she said. Get over the head trash about money. If you're scared to talk about money because you think you're going to offend somebody, I've heard her say this a million times. People who are watching us, they think we are making like $100 a month on our little hobby or whatever, right? They don't understand that this is real money. And so, there are people who are, the biggest thing that, hurts people's marriages is money. And so, the average silver ambassador is $422 a month. $422 a month would, pay a car payment. And so this is for another call, because I'm getting carried away, but leading with the business, I'm telling you, leading with the business, and I'll just say this really quickly and then we have to move on. If you lead with wholesale ambassadors, you're setting an expectation that you're a wholesale ambassador, and that person's going to be your wholesale ambassador for a couple months until they quit, because human beings quit, right? We have to get rid of that term, and we need to lead with this business opportunity. These products will speak for themselves, but if you lead with this business opportunity, you're going to build confidence. You're going to build belief. People are going to pay attention, and you're going to build a team of business builders. And the products are not going anywhere, you guys. Look at us in Oakland County. These products are not going anywhere. They're going to hear about it from their sister-in-law. They're going to hear about it from their kid's teacher. They're going to see it everywhere. But if you don't start leading with the business, somebody else is going to. And the health products, we're building a name. They're building a name for themselves. There is no product, health company, integrity-wise, that is comparable to Plexus. So feel free to lead with the business. I mean, that's for another day. Okay. So I want for us to spend, it's 9:10. So we have 10 minutes, 2 times. And I really want us to reach out to 2 categories of people. And I have the scripts in the chat. So I'm going to scroll up to the top here. Or I also put them in that Google folder. I hate it in the chat because I feel like it's hard to see. Can you all see it in there? If you go, I'll also share it in the runner's chat because I think it's easier to see it in there. But I did put it in the Google chat. So there's 4 categories. You might lose me for 1 second because I have to pull it up. Okay, so I have scripts for new or existing ambassadors. I'm wondering if you saw my most recent post. I know that we've talked in the past about your weight loss goals, and I have something to offer you that I believe may be a game changer for you. Plexus has come out with 2 new meal replacement shakes, and I'm not kidding when I say they are absolutely delicious. I would put their taste, quality, and ingredients up against any competitors. But what's even more exciting right now is that Plexus is doing an amazing weight loss challenge called the 14-Day Slay. The idea is to go into the holidays with your weight down and your confidence up so that you can tackle healthy food choices and not just continue with the typical holiday weight struggle. And I'll let you go on. The next one is for an inactive ambassador. So it's somebody who's already an ambassador that is inactive and you're trying to bring them back. And these are all categoried. There's another one for an unqualified person for weight. So we have, Lisa has that raffle right now for anybody who is not qualified, who gets qualified by October 31st. And so somebody who is underqualified, meaning they are close to 100, and on our team page, I have 62 who are between 0 and 99. So this is a great opportunity to reach out to them and say, hey, I noticed that you're underqualified. Let me introduce you to Slim. And so that message is in there as well. And then lastly, there's one for underqualified for people who are not looking for weight loss goals, because I'm not looking for weight loss, but this is a great healthy on-the-go snack option for me. And there are a lot of people like me out there who are not necessarily looking for weight. So I'm going to copy and paste this, guys, and I'm going to put it in the runner's chat. It's also in the Plexus Google shared folder. And I did put it here in the Zoom chat, but it looks like it chopped half of it off. So I'm going to go put it in those 2 places right now. You can take a minute to look at your people that you want to reach out to, and then we'll set the timer, I think, for 10 minutes for the first chunk. Let's look at ambassadors. So either, and maybe we should do 5 minutes for looking at our, unqualified ambassadors, or, people who just kind of have gone cold on us. And then we'll do some reaching out for new people that we want to bring on for the challenge. I'm going to go put that up and you can organize your stuff for a minute.
Thanks, Kelly. I have to jump off because I have to get kids to bed.
Sure.
But can you post how to get to that Google folder on the runner's chat at some point? Because I've not seen it. Or can I get to it from the page?
We will make sure that it's been shared with you. And
Oh, maybe I just look in Google. I didn't think.
Karen,
Okay.
can you address it? I'm gonna get this posted real quick.
I put a link in the runner's chat, but I'll put a new one in there.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, so like I'll add it in a few minutes and then just click on it and it should take you there. If it doesn't, just message me and I'll.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, you guys, those are in Power Team Runners Chat. There's 4 messages, and so you just have to look at the top category. And so there's active ambassadors, inactive ambassadors, underqualified for weight, and underqualified with no weight. Should we just work for 20 minutes and I'll let you figure out where you want to focus your messaging? That way I don't have to interrupt you. I think that's what I'll do. But I'm just going to start. I'm going to start with my inactive ambassadors. I'm going to do a couple of reach outs that I know, people that I want to reach out to, and then I'm going to hit my underqualifieds hard. And if you have to leave or if time is up, you can tomorrow, spend another 20 minutes. I really hope that we can hit up all of our underqualifieds. Get them qualified, get them a sample of lean or get them a package of lean in their hand, get them entered into that raffle for $50, and we're going to end this month solid. Cool?